I've been asked a lot about how my feelings about the draft that the Knicks had. I'm just here to give a little breakdown on it. The Knicks got 2 picks. Iman Shumpert, 6'5", 6'6", combo guard, point guard slash shooting guard from Georgia Tech, and with the 45th pick in the second round, they got Josh Harrellson, 6'10", 270-pound center from Kentucky. I like the 2 picks. Here's a little background on Josh Harrelson. Josh Harrelson, he's one of those type of guys who he's not going to be a star, or he's not going to be a player that's probably going to be a household name. But he's one of those type of players that the fans and the coaches love. He's one of those hard work type of guys, one of those hard working mentality type of guys who go gets those loose balls, dives after those loose balls on the court, scrapes their knees up, gets a little court burn. He's one of them type of guys who scraps. He basically scraps down low, does the dirty work, not afraid to bang his body around. Doesn't matter who's in front of him. He's not a great athlete. He's a below the rim type of player, but he was actually a key success to Kentucky's run, being a low post type of presence, which he is, and which he would probably be. Not saying he's going to end up being the starter for the Knicks. He may not even make the roster at first. Whenever this NBA season starts off, he may be one of those guys where he starts off in the D League that develop his skills and help out later on in the long run, later on towards the season. But he's definitely a poor man's Kevin Love type. He's got a 15 to 17 foot mid-range jump shot which he can pop with ease. He could probably push it a little bit more back if he wanted to, but he can hit that consistently. He's going to take pressure off of Amari. Definitely, because now you don't have to worry about Amari banging a lot more than he's usually supposed to, guarding fives. Now Amari can solely guard the 4. And sometimes during the spurts of the game, about 8 to 12 minutes, Amari will probably do play the 5. Because when Amari's at the 5, that's probably our best lineup. But all in all, I think he was a solid pick. Probably could have got him for undrafted free agent time, but wanted to get his rights. We wanted to get his rights due to the lockout that's coming up. Iman Shumpert, like I said before, he's a point guard, shooting guard, combo type. He played a lot of point guard, which Knicks can believe that he's going to end up playing point guard at the next level. He can also play the 2. He's not going to play the point guard exclusively, but he's probably the second best defender that was in the draft. Perimeter defender all around. I think he was the best perimeter defender, actually, even though Chris Singleton was the better he was known as the best defender in the draft because he could defend in the low block, low post, mid range, and perimeter. But I think Iman Shumpert's athleticism alone makes him the best perimeter defender I've seen. I've seen him play about 5 or 6 times this year, along with Chris Singleton. Shumpert doesn't have a great shot. He doesn't take great selection of shots, which he got criticized a lot of, because he was the man on his team and he was the only guy really talent-wise. It was him. Then it was a huge drop-off talent-wise. So he was taking shots that you would look at and you would cringe a little bit. But you could understand the situation that they was in. Like I said, 80% free throw shooter. Decent shot. Not great. Can work on it. That's exactly why we have Coach D'Antoni. He can work on his offensive game. Definitely could play the point guard position. He can play point guard position with Landry Fields at the 2. On offense, he can play the point, and Chauncey or Tony Douglas can play the off guard position, which is actually a good role for him, because he can use his athleticism and speed to penetrate in, and then he can kick out. Basically sort of to what J.J. Barrera and Jason Terry and Jason Kidd did at the finals this year, the last couple games. Definitely, but he said definitely brought him in defensively. Like I said before, probably the best perimeter defender I've seen in college. Didn't really get to show his stuff off in the NCAA tournament, but during the workouts, he was a workout warrior. Had a 42-inch vertical leap. He can guard ones, definitely, which is going to be good. He can guard twos, and he can guard threes. He could definitely guard threes. He could guard threes due to his size and athletic ability to stay in front of a three. I like the fact that he can guard all three multiple positions, because this is basically because the Eastern Conference is turning into a speed league. It's turning into a conference where you're going to have LeBron James, you're going to have Dwayne Wade, you're going to have Derrick Rose, Darren Williams, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen. It's turning into that. It's turning into an athlete at the three main positions. The backcourt and the three position, where it's just pure athleticism, and that's what you're going to need. Because I love Chauncey Billups, say what you want, but he cannot guard Derrick Rose, Rondo, Wade for 35 minutes. Darren Wood, he can't guard it because those guys are just too athletic. They're too quicker than him. It's because of his old. He's getting old, so he's gonna need help guarding those positions. Tony Douglas can guard ones, but he can't guard twos because he's 6'1". He's about 6'1", 6'2". He can't guard it. He can guard him. He can stay in front of him, but just changing a shot wise, his length is gonna be a problem. Also, picking him up, it gives expendability. Can we put Bill Walker in the deal or Tony Douglas in the deal? But that's neither here or there. The one thing I really had a problem with was everybody, the booing. Well, it's New York City. You're going to boo. But they booed due to the fact that they didn't know his name. They didn't know who he was. He was a guy that just popped up out of nowhere. The reason why he booed, because it was a debate where the Knicks should get Chris Singleton or the Knicks should go get Iman Shumpert. And a lot of guys on ESPN was bashing it due to the fact that, he's the overall all-around better player than Iman Shumpert. Right now, I think that, yes, Chris Singleton is a better player because his offensive game is a little bit better than Iman Shumpert's, because his consistency-wise, knocking down jump shots is better. But I've seen times where Chris Singleton would just disappear from a game at Florida State, and he's the best player on his team. And when you're the best player in your team, you can't disappear like that. He only averaged about 12 points a game. He had 60. This was his year. He was just known as a defensive stopper. I think he's two-time. He won the ACC defensive player this year. I think he won it last year. I'm not really sure about that. I got to go check. But I think he's a two-time defensive MVP over there in the ACC. Like I said, he's good offensive shooter. But I think Iman Shumpert has more of an upside and more potential than Chris Singleton. Chris Singleton, the first 2 years, his freshman and sophomore year, he was kind of laying in the weeds. He had Tony Douglas his freshman year. Sophomore year, he averaged about 8 points a game. Then all of a sudden, he averaged 12 this year. When Iman Shumpert kept progressing over the years, and I just feel that Iman Shumpert's a little bit better than him. And the fact that everybody's saying, well, we can go get Chris Singleton because he can guard threes, he could shut down LeBron, or he could shut down four. Wait a minute, isn't that the reason why we got Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire to go take on those guys? The LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Carlos Boozers, those Kevin Garnett's. If you came here to say you wanted to take challenges, why would you go get another kid who plays the same two positions as your stars? He's not going to get a lot of minutes because you have Amari Stoudemire and Melo, and now you're taking away the accountability of, if a LeBron goes past Carmelo or is having a game with Carmelo, we could just throw him on it. No, you don't want that. You want to have Carmelo taking accountability of him being a defender. Be a defender. If you're going to be a leader, you want to be a champion like you say you want to be. You want to bring a ring to New York. You're going to have to step up defensively. And everybody's held accountable. But that's really I just wanted to say about that. I think the Knicks made two good solid picks. I think Iman Shumpert is better than advertised and other people think. But it's going to be a good season. Whenever the season starts, Iman Shumpert, Josh Harrellson, and see what the other free agent moves happen whenever the lockout's over. But I really like the two picks.